Rear Admiral, a brief resume, disclosures you reserve for a closed session. You may proceed.
Your Excellency, the President of the Senate and Chairman of the National Assembly, distinguished Senator Godswill Obot Akpabio, Grand Commander of the other senators, the Special Advisor to the President on Senate Matters, Senator Bashir Lado, Commander of the Order of the Niger, Honorable Minister of Defense, His Excellency Badaru Abubakar. Good afternoon. I am Rear Admiral Abbas, born on the 20th of September 1969 and hail from Kano State. I had my primary education at Gogora Primary School in Kano from 1974 to 1980. Thereafter, I proceeded to the Air Force Military School, JOS, from 1981 to 1986. I was enlisted into the Nigerian Defense Academy in September 1987 and passed out of the academy in 1993 and commissioned sub-lieutenant. I obtained a Bachelor's of Science degree in chemistry. In the course of my career, I have attended both mandatory courses and courses that enhanced my career. Notable among the courses I have attended the sub-technical course and the officer's long course specializing in above water warfare. So I'm an above water warfare specialist in the Nigerian Navy. I also attended my junior and staff courses at the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, Nigeria. I was also at the National Defense College here in Abuja for my strategic course. In the course of my career, I have held various appointments cutting across staff, instructional, and command appointments. I have served in various Nigerian Navy ships as a young officer. I also held the appointment of gunnery officer of Nigerian Navy ship Ohue. I was also an instructor at the Above Water Warfare School, where I specialized. And after that, I had the privilege of going back to my alma mater as the commanding officer of Bomber Battalion, Nigerian Defense Academy, where I played a pivotal role in shaping the next generation of Nigerian military officers who coincidentally are holding the ranks of lieutenant colonels today, most of them. I was also at JOS, Operation Safe Haven, as a sector commander, doubling also as the contingent, Nigerian Navy contingent commander. Thereafter, I had the privilege of also holding another command appointment at NIMASA, that's the Maritime and Safety Agency, as the Maritime Guard Commander, and my work there was to assist NIMASA in the enforcement of their rules and regulations, particularly helping in the arrest of erring vessels. Also, thereafter, I was appointed the task group commander of a task force which was purposely put in place to combat the menace of piracy, which was becoming a serious issue, particularly around the Bonny axis of our waters. And where within that the period I commanded the task group, a lot of successes were recorded. I was also privileged to hold the appointment of a command admin officer at the headquarters Central Naval Command in Bayelsa. Thereafter, I was appointed as the commander of Nigerian Navy ship Victory in Calabar. As fate will have it, from Calabar, I was posted back to Yenegua as the Chief Staff Officer, Headquarters Central Naval Command, after a stint of about a year. I was reappointed the 12th Flag Officer of the same Central Naval Command, covering Bayelsa, Delta, Imo, Kogi, and Anambra states. I was also privileged to serve as the Director of Operations at the Naval Headquarters, where I oversaw the planning and execution of naval operations in maritime domain, as well as internal security operations across Nigeria. I was also privileged to have served as the Chief of Safety and Standards at the Naval Headquarters. From there, I was appointed the Chief of Defense Civil Military Relations at the Defense Headquarters, from where I proceeded to Nigerian Army Heritage and Future Center as a Senior Research Fellow. That is the current appointment I was holding before I was nominated as the Chief of the Naval Staff. Among my decorations, I hold the Forces Service Star, Distinguished Service Star, Grand Service Star, and lately, the Defense General Service Medal. I am a member of some professional bodies, amongst which are the Nigerian Institute of Management, Institute of Professional Security. So at my leisure, I enjoy playing hockey and driving. I am happily married and blessed with 2 sons.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, as Chief of Naval Staff, your activities have direct bearing on the economy of the nation, particularly when you view it from the standpoint of oil production, oil theft, vandalization of pipelines, and piracy and others. So you will permit me to call on 1 or 2 people to ask questions before we go into closed session. Distinguished Senator Abiru represents Lagos with a lot of water. And I think they are trying to build a second seaport. Is Senator Abiru? Okay. Senator Dafinone. Senator Dafinone, would you like to ask any question?
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my question for the nominee for Chief of Naval Staff, against the background of his illustrious career, varied experience both nationally and internationally, is for him to tell this distinguished House his plans for the development of the Nigerian Navy, especially in relation to the emerging threats, and what support he intends to provide to the other security agencies. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, sir, thank you very much for this privilege. I believe going through the CV, and even before the CV, I believe the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria must have already satisfied himself that you have the formal training to enable you to do the job for which you have been nominated. And I think the nomination is the word, not appointment yet, because we have to confirm. But I find interest in some of the points made about de-radicalization. It doesn't matter whether it's Army, Navy, Air Force, it's all armed forces. Given our experience, in the past where some Boko Haram people who were captured, and to use the word of the chief of, I believe, Army staff, who talk about people who have committed heinous crime, be reintegrated. Not a few people wonder how you can describe, on the one hand, somebody, a heinous criminal who has killed and maimed children and women, that you can reintegrate him into the larger society. And many have argued that some of those people in the process take advantage to familiarize themselves with the new environment and go back to what they have been doing, which then defeat the entire effort that you have put in apprehending them in the first instance. So this whole concept of de-radicalization is an issue for me. And Mr. President, you just took it from my lips, sir, that I think the Navy has a good role to play. From all that I've heard from people who know you, I understand you can fairly be described as a no-nonsense officer. And therefore, the Navy will be under your command in very good hands. I am clear about that. But what will you do to ensure that these leakages that we still experience in oil bunkering, our president has rightly asked this question, because there are a lot of mixture now between Navy and other non-state actors involved in protection of our oil wells. And then lastly, the issue of, recently we had a proposal for setting up of a marine guide. And the House was divided whether we need to have another outfit specifically devoted to water security in addition to the Navy, or whether is it not better to re-equip the Navy and strengthen it so that we have the capacity to further reinforce what it's already doing to protect Nigerian waters across the country. Thank you, Mr. President, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, I remain Senator Ahmed Wadada Aliyu Sarkin Yakin Kefi, Magajin Dengin Lafia, and I represent Nasarawa West Senatorial District. While I congratulate the nominee and also to buttress what Senator Adams Oshomole said, the little I have known or heard about the nominee is that he is an effective officer. Mr. Nominee, the Navy is meant to take care of the waters, both territorial and inland. But the concentration over the years has been on the territorial waters. The inland waterways, because of the sophistication in crime today, I will want your administration to give attention to the inland waterways as well, so that the criminals in us, or amongst us, will not be able to use the inland. No, of course, the criminals amongst us. I have, Mr. President, sitting as chair, can you please protect me? I know what I am talking about. My colleagues.
Senator Wadada, I'll be surprised if you did not go the route you are going. Why they are murmuring is that, and they are saying, no, if you have criminality in you, we don't have. So what you need to do now?
It was slip of the tongue, and I quickly corrected it. The criminals amongst us.
Amongst
us. not
Those-
amongst you, us here as a people. You are sitting.
Distinguished colleagues, those who have accepted his apology say
Gentlemen.
aye. Those who have refused to accept his apology say nay. The ayes have it. Your apologies are accepted. Please just ask the question.
Thank you very much. From Benue to Lokoja, this area or areas constitute part of the inland waterways. And which is why, as a representative of one of these areas, I have been in communication with the Office of the Chief of Naval Staff on the need to establish a naval base in between Benue and Lokoja, which should fall in between, in Umasha or somewhere before the river Niger, in between Benue and river Niger. Mr. Nominee, I feel very strong about what I am saying, which is, of course, to add the needed and required value to the security structure and efforts being put in place by the armed forces. I so advise, also submit. Thank you.